let's start. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for getting the delay there, getting the commentary underway, but we are here at Snetterton 300 for the 6th round of the GT3 league here, and my name's Andy. I'm joined in the commentary box by my usual partner here for the GT3s, that is Sergey Zeynalov. Sergey, welcome to the box. We should be in for a good race tonight around a tricky circuit, one of the British circuits, a long track with lots of unforgiving curbs. Yeah, hello Andy, and hello everyone who are watching us now. Yeah, really, it's one of the most technical tracks in all games, I think, in ACC and in Project Cars. There are a lot of corners, a lot of different corners, and tricky curbs, as you've said. These sausage curbs are very big. And yeah, nevertheless, we have 8 or maybe we'll have 9 drivers now, because Sebas is rejoining us now. So, hope to see you again. Good race. As we have seen previously 1 week ago. Absolutely, yeah, and we saw Velside once again looking very good, but actually in the feature race it was Daryl Exchanger who took the win. We saw an exciting strategic battle in that one, which in the end Velside was powerless to hunt down Daryl up ahead, and JM Grill also did a really good job coming in second in that feature race last week. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of the same close action amongst all of the drivers, as we see Velside's currently sat at the top of the practice leaderboard here. He's on a 1 minute 46.4 and currently on a better lap by 1/10 of a second. Miguelito though not too far away, only 2/10 of a second off of Velside's fastest lap at the moment. We have now got 9 drivers here in this practice session, so we should be able to do the grid order in a moment. But Nando sat in third, doing a good job in the Porsche. Craig sat in fourth at the moment, 3 seconds off for the fastest time, being set by Velside. JM Kroll in fifth. Richie, former champion of the GT3s, currently sat in the pits. He's in sixth at the moment here. Sebas in the seventh, just joined the session. DJ Phil and I'm such a nub, still yet to set lap times here in this practice session. I will reiterate, it is a practice session. This is not qualifying. The grid order will be reverse grid in reverse order. Sorry, the championship standings. So we'll be taking what the drivers have done so far, flipping the championship order on its head, and that'll be the order that these guys start in at the beginning of this feature race. So it'll make it very exciting for the first couple of laps at least to see how that pans out. But Craig coming up towards the line. Let's see what he can do here. Currently sat on a 149.4. He crosses over now and he improves his lap time quite considerably there into the low 148. So nice lap there from Craig as he gets his teeth cut into a bit of action here. Yep, not a bad lap, but still he need to make some improvements there. Yeah, for sure, there's always room for improvement as we see DJ Phil coming up towards the line now. Let's see what he's able to do in that McLaren. Headlights on, obviously broad daylight, but DJ Phil wants to let his presence be known. Crosses over the line, can't improve on his best actually. He does move up a little bit there, moves up ahead of Richie with that last lap, but I don't think Richie's shown his full potential just yet. Sebas out of the pits, coming out to do his out lap. JM Gould comes over and goes 2 seconds quicker than his previous best, moves ahead of Craig by 0.2 of a second, still just over 2 seconds off for the fastest time, being set by Velside, whose gap to Miguelito is very slim. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, only 45 milliseconds there between them, very close. It is extremely close at the top of that leaderboard, but Velside currently your man with the ascendancy here. Richie still yet to do a full lap in anger. He's coming towards the end of his lap now. Richie has a little bit of an advantage here over these guys because Sergey, he's been able to change cars over the course of this season, seeing as he's racing as a reserve, and he's pretty much got a guaranteed spot with the way this GT3 league's going at the moment. So he's switched up to the Porsche. Never seen him drive this car.
Yeah, me too. We saw him driving in BMW previously, and I think it was Mercedes AMG, and now it's Porsche.
Regular. Yeah, the Mercedes was the car that he won the championship in. He was driving as a reserve in the Renault Osher Slaed earlier this season. Then BMW last week at Spa, did a great job in that. But very interesting choice to see that he's opted for the Porsche for this one, as we can see Nando trying to get past Djphil, but Djphil I think is on a flying lap as well. So Djphil under no obligation to let Nando through. He's just got to hope that Phil sees him and moves over. But in the end, I think they've both lost out a little bit there. Velside's improved his lap time even more. He's improved by 0.8 of a second, and he's now well clear of Miguelito at the top of the leaderboard. Let's see what Nando can do here, though, as he comes out the last corner up towards the line. Let's see if he can improve his lap time, though. He did get held up a little bit behind Djphil. Comes up towards the line and stays in P3 for now. Djphil does improve his lap time by 2.8 seconds, though, so good to see from the DJ. Richie, though, still out there at the moment, coming down the back straight. He's coming towards the tail end of his lap. Craig's just come over the line, and he's still P5 with his last lap that he did there. But Sebas is coming up towards the line, our reserve for tonight. Let's see what he can do. He moves up to P8 there, so still a little way off at the fastest times. Velside asks for the grid order, and I shall oblige in that one. The grid order is coming very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Richie is struggling, I think. Maybe it's hard for him to drive this Porsche, and as we can see, he's now 10 seconds off Velside's time. Let's see if he can improve. Yeah, he's improving by 6 seconds, but it's still not enough even to be in top 5 there. Yeah, Richie, I think we may see not one of the best Richie's races that he have had, but let's hope that he will find some pace.
Well, it's no style on him if he doesn't bring it tonight, because we know that Richie's quick. He's got nothing to prove, and it'll be exciting to see if he can mix it in even at this late notice. We've invited him in very much at the last minute. Oh, Miguelito dives into the pits there. That was a bit of a late call, wasn't it? Looked like he was going to be sticking it out for a flyer, but then brought it in. I'm such a nub. Oh, bounced over that sausage curve there, coming out of the last corner. Did he get it right, or has he lost a bit of time there with that little mistake? He comes up towards the line now. What is it going to be for I'm such a nub? He crosses over now, and he can't improve. Yeah, stays in P8.
He improves. He overtook Sebas.
He improved, but
he overtook Sebas. Yeah, I'm such a nub was on P9 and Sebas was on P8, and now they changed their positions. But they're still very slow. Their lap times are more than 2 minutes. Oh, Sebas made a good lap. He overtook Amsashnap and Djphil.
Right, good order.
And goes to P7. I think Jim Gruhl is only one man on the flying lap now, and he's just improving his time by about 0.2 2 tenths, yeah, 2 tenths of a second in the second sector. Let's watch what he will do in this long right corner. Very hard to manage the car in the track limits here. And there he goes. Exits the last corner. And let's see if he will go on P3, or maybe he'll improve by a bit. Yeah, he goes P3. He made a big improvement on the third sector, and he's now currently on third place.
Lovely stuff there.
That's the end. Yeah, that's the end of the practice session, and we will have sprint race now. So Velside is on the top of the leaderboard with 145.0. Then Miguelito 8 tenths off, Jim Gruhl about 2 seconds off, Nando 2 tenths off Jim Gruhl, then Craig 1 1 second and 1/10 of Nando. Then comes Richie, who still need to find some pace now in this race. Maybe he don't like this track, who knows. About 4 seconds off Wellside. Then Sebas, 6.5 seconds off out of Wellside. Djphil about 10 seconds behind Wellside, and I'm Such an Up is about 21, 22 seconds behind him.
Excellent stuff there. Yeah, so that's the practice session. Grid order is up on the Discord server now, so drivers just can have a look at that, figure out where they're going to be here for this race. But we're going to proceed to the actual race now. We're going to have one formation lap to get going before we start for this sprint race. So hopefully Sebas knows the drill here. He'll be starting at the back in 9th place. It's going to be Djphil leading them around for this formation lap. Clegg will be in P2. JM Gruhl will be... No, sorry, sorry, I'm reading the wrong order there.
I'm Such an Up will be on the first place.
I do apologise.
Yeah.
That was last week's. I'm Such an Up will be leading us around. Djphil in 2nd, Clegg 3rd, JM Gruhl will be in 4th, Nando in 5th, Miguelito 6th, Velside will be in 7th, Richie in 8th, and Sebas will be lining out the field in 9th place here for this one. So, Sergey, I know it's not always the best question to ask, because it can very often be a problem for the drivers out on track tonight, but who are we going to put our curses on? Who are we going to tip for the win here in this sprint race? Who do you fancy?
Okay, so I think it will be Clegg or JM Gruhl from my point of view, if not to take Wellside. I think if Wellside will struggle in this race, Clegg or JM Gruhl will win it, because it's really hard to overtake on this track, and Djphil and I'm Such an Up can be a problem for them, because they're really struggling, and they can put these guys behind them and just drive with them in one train. Who knows? But yeah, I think Clegg or JM Gruhl.
Clegg or JM Gruhl for you. For myself, I'm going to put my money on Miguelito. I think he's going to have a good chance here in this one. He looks like he's pretty close to Velside. Just needs to get hooked up and get it together. I'm sure we'll have a good chance, but here we go. We're just getting going for this formation lap, so I'm Such an Up moves to the front. It's going to be Djphil in 2nd. Clegg's moving through the 3rd. There he is, already in the perfect spot. JM Gruhl moving up into 4th place. Nando 5th. Miguelito 6th. Velside 7th. Richie 8th. Sebas 9th. And they've done it straight away there, Sergey. Only one corner into the lap, and they're already in grid order. We didn't need a 4 formation.
Yeah.
Might as well have just gone out of turn 2.
Yeah. It's interesting, but Sebas is now... Oh, he letting Richie go. Yeah. They understand each other correctly, and that's good to see it. We'll have full formation lap without this swapping and switching positions.
Yeah, good to see. They got it all hooked up there, but oh my God. Sorry about this, I just noticed something on the stream's a little bit amiss, so I'm just fixing that. Apologies to anybody who noticed that. Apologies for that one, but yeah, here we go. Snetterton 300, bit of an unconventional one, not one that's used generally on Project Cars 2 for the GT3s, but it's obviously used for the British GTs in real life, so I thought it'd be an interesting addition to the calendar. But lots of drivers taking this round as their absence round. So yeah, 9 cars out on the track for this one. Should be an exciting one though. Lots of overtaking spots. It's a wide track in certain parts, but those curbs can be pretty deadly, so you've got to tiptoe around those curbs for sure around this circuit. But there'll be plenty of drama and excitement here at Snetterton for round 6 of the GT3s here on Project Cars 2 at Motors Racing. I'm Such an Up to getting his tyres nice and warm as we're coming towards the end of this formation lap here. Velside will be looking to try and extend his championship gap. He has an outside chance of wrapping up the title this week if he can extend his margin to Miguelito by 40 points, I think it is. So watch out for Velside. He might try and wrap it up tonight, but I'm sure that Miguelito's not going to let him do that. As we're coming in towards the bomb hole here, I'm Such a Nub back in the pack up. When he comes out of this last corner, we will be able to go green, 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 and we'll be underway for the sprint race. Djphil getting right up onto the back of him. He's going to try and get the jump here if he can. Out of the last corner we come. I'm Such a Nub can go whenever he wants, and he's gone. We're going green, green. We are underway now for the sprint race. Djphil is pulling up right up onto him here, and it looks like he's going to pull out that slipstream and try and make the move here. Coming up towards the line. Here we go. Can now pass. Djphil looking to the inside. Is he going to be able to make the move? Coming in towards turn 1. Here we come. Onto the brakes now, and looks like I'm Such a Nub's going to hold on. Djphil getting a little bit of a tap in the rear though as he tries to come through, and I'm Such a Nub gets pushed a little bit wide there. Craig looking to the inside of Djphil, and now we've got Nando and Miguelito queuing up as well. Craig diving down the inside of Djphil in towards turn 2. Also, looks like we got Jerry Brule trying to pick up the pieces. He moves up ahead of Djphil, so Djphil losing 2 positions there in the space of a corner.
Oh, and
now
someone's gone there.
Here as we see Sebas is off onto the grass. Our reserve for tonight is in trouble already. Richie's moved up ahead of Sebas here, but I'm Such a Nub, Craig, Jerry Brule and Djphil the top 4. Miguelito's already looking to try and make moves here. Velside down in 7th place, just behind Nando and Djphil, as Nando's trying to get around the outside of Djphil here, but he was a little bit wide, and Djphil's going to sneak back up the inside, but Miguelito's got ahead of Phil up into 4th place. He's onto the back of I'm Such a Nub, Craig and Jerry Brule as we see
Nando in Velside.
Nando in Velside having a big incident there, and Mando, it goes off and takes some of the markers with him as he's trying to get it back on the track behind Richie. He comes back on there, but Djphil gets a big tap there from what looked to be Velside, and Velside moves through up into 5th place. Craig still leads this race ahead of I'm Such a Nub, Jerry Brule and Miguelito, 7/10 of a second separating the top 4, and Velside's hunting him down as well. But Djphil was getting pushed around and bullied a little bit there as we see Velside round the outside. Sorry,
I'm watching Miguelito now. Yeah, it's Miguelito, and I'm Such a Nub. Was so close to him and made a mistake.
Oh no, he goes wide. Onto the grass as we see Craig also going wide there as well, losing time to Jerry Brule. Jerry Brule all of a sudden now is in a clear lead in this race. Velside all over the back of Miguelito. Miguelito trying to get something done here with Craig. Is he going to be able to get around him though? I'm not quite sure. Jerry Brule though is trying to check out here at the front and make the most of some clear air whilst he can. But we see Craig. Oh, and that's allowed Miguelito up the inside, and Velside also, and Craig rejoins the track in 4th place there in the slipstream of Velside, but Velside's now got the run here on Miguelito. Miguelito minus the rear wing. It's visual damage here in GT3s on Project Cars 2 here at Motive, so it's not going to affect him, but it's definitely a sign that he's been in the wars over this first lap.
Yeah, so let's watch. I think Velside is on the fire now, and he's gaining positions. He started from P7 and now he's driving on P3, and I think he doesn't want to step back to stop. But now he dropped off a bit, I think, from Miguelito. Maybe he made a mistake or had a bad exit of the corner, and Miguelito is now trying to overtake Jim Grue, I think. And Djphil disconnected or left from the session. No, he just retired from the race.
Yeah, very strange stuff there. Djphil's out of this one. J.M. Grue though leading the race here by 0.2 of a second ahead of Miguelito. Velside's looking everywhere. Oh, I just saw someone spin there in the background. Sebas has had a spin. You just saw on the other side of the wall.
It's Nando.
No, yeah. Sebas had a spin as well on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, really.
But Miguelito,
yeah, it's a tricky track.
Miguelito's got the lead. J.M. Grue's dropped back to 3rd place as Velside's trying to follow him through. Velside now looking to the outside here of Miguelito as they're coming up towards this little left-right, but it's going to tuck in for now. Miguelito's got the ascendancy here in this race. If anything, I think that the McLaren should have the advantage going through this part of the track. The Mercedes is going to be quicker down the straights, but you've got that long back straight, you've got the long start-finish straight, and then the rest of the track is pretty twisty. So it's going to be quite even between these two, Miguelito and Velside. But in this part of the track, he's definitely got the upper hand. Out of the last corner, these two come. These two, top 2 in the championship. Velside looking likely that he's going to win the championship this season and take the crown.
Craig has spun.
Craig has spun. Oh, look at that. He's been lost out there. Oh, he so nearly rejoins in part of Richie as Richie moves through into 5th place. Nando in 4th. But yeah, that was lucky stuff there. Craig lucky not to get caught out and get collected there. But Velside still just behind Miguelito. Velside is the championship leader this season. He leads by over 100 points and looks like he is going to take the title this season off of Miguelito, who is the reigning champion. But the question is, can Miguelito get a win here and restore some pride to what is essentially, he is the champion, he's the main man. He obviously took the title off of Richie last season, and he's definitely looking to try and keep Velside behind him this evening. As we see Velside 0.3 quicker than his personal best in that first section there. Miguelito goes a little bit wide there, coming through that corner there, but he keeps it together for the time being, and Velside's now to stuck in behind. And this to go, we're going to go again. Jerome Grue's dropping off the back of these two ever so slightly now, and Nando has got about a second of a gap back to Richie, so Richie's trying to put the pressure here on Nando if he can. These two got a couple of seconds back to Craig. We saw Craig making that mistake about a lap or so ago, which has dropped him behind these two. I'm Suchin Up still running in 7th place, and Sebas is a long way behind there in 8th place at the moment, not having the best of races here tonight, but came in as a late reserve tonight, so you've got to respect him for jumping in and taking this at the last opportunity.
Yep. Big shout out for him that he joined this race. Oh, and Miguelito made a mistake there next to the corner, and he's got 1 second penalty.
Yeah, Velside did not need a second invitation there, swooped around the outside, and Miguelito is going to have to concede that one, but Velside was giving him a bit of pressure and starting to maybe get into the head of him a little bit, and in the end it just forced Miguelito to crack under pressure, and now Velside's the one with the lead of this race. 0.6 of a second he's got as they're coming over the line to complete the 4th lap of this race. These two are extending their gap to JM Gruhl, so JM Gruhl is dropping off at the back of him quite considerably now, and continuing to lose time to these two in this race. Nando's still running in 4th, and he's dropped off the back of JM Gruhl. He's got a little bit he's got about 2/10 back to Richie at this point. Richie's looking in the slipstream here. Is he going to be able to pick up from Ruby coming in towards turn 1? You see Nando defending the inside line, and Richie's not going to be able to get it around him for the time being. He's holding on, but Nando's
Nando lost the braking points.
Richie, just moves up the inside there, judges his braking points to perfection, and is up into 4th place, and now Craig is trying to have a look on Nando, but Nando gets it together just in time there to avoid getting passed by Craig. Nando goes wide though. It looked like he got a bit twitchy onto the throttle, and Craig's around the outside here. Nando's still there, but I think Craig's going to just slam the door on him and moves up into 5th place. So Nando losing a couple of positions there in the space of a few corners, and he's now down to 6th place here. Richie into 4th, a couple of seconds clear of this battle here between Craig and Nando. Currently Velside leading this race up front, having pressured Miguelito into a mistake. He's now got just about a second of a gap, but Miguelito's still keeping him honest, not allowing him to run off with this one. Good to see, and this could be an interesting battle here for the lead here in this sprint race.
Yeah, and maybe it can be even a great battle for win in future race, which we'll have in some minutes, because these two are driving very fast. JM Gruhl is driving very good now, but yeah, you know, he's faster than Richie and all other drivers, but he's slower than Miguelito and Velside, and because of that he's now driving only on 3rd place, but I don't think that he's frustrated because of that. Richie found his pace, at least he have some race pace, and maybe he will join this top 3 in future race. Let's hope so. So yeah, and Craig and Nando have got a good pace, good enough to stay on P5 and P6, and those guys who are really struggling here now, it's I'm Suchin Up, Sebas and DJ Phil. So we have these 3 or maybe even 4 groups, as we can say this. Very fast drivers Miguelito and Velside, fast driver JM Gruhl and Richie, and good drivers Craig and Nando, and 3 slow drivers now in this race. Sebas
there having an absolute nightmare. What's going on with him there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's driving from the pad, and it's unbelievable to drive on the pad. Yeah. And I can understand him.
It's not easy, yeah, for sure. But he did come in as a late reserve tonight, to be fair. So kudos to Sebas for jumping in and giving it what he's got. But looks like the battle between Velside and Miguelito is starting to be through. Oh, Miguelito might have made a mistake here, Sergey. He has,
he's out of the track.
As he's redoing the track as we jump on with him there. But he seems to have lost about 8 seconds to Velside, so Velside's now got a commanding lead here in this race due to that little mistake there from Miguelito. And I think it's kind of just petering out a little bit this race already here. Nando's on the back of Craig. Let's get to this battle here for 5th, Sergey, because it looks as though Nando's been really
Nando made a mistake, went wide.
Makes a couple of mistakes. His last lap, Craig was 4 seconds quicker than Nando, but Nando looks like he's trying to bring this gap back down and bring himself back into contention for 5th. Richie's pulled away from these two. He's now got some clear air, and you can see them here in the foreground. He's got a sizable margin to the two of them, but at the moment Nando just looking to see if he can try and force Craig into a mistake. These two pretty close on the track right now. They've dropped out of the battle. They're well away from a podium spot. JM Gruhl is 10 seconds up the road, but let's see how this one pans out as we're on lap 6 of 11, just coming on to lap 7 of this sprint race. And at the moment Craig is doing what he has to do to hold on to this P5, but for how much longer is he going to be able to, with Nando waiting in the wings, waiting to pounce if anything happens. Over the line they come now, and Nando does his personal best there, but incidentally he was 2 tenths slower than Clegg, so Clegg's still got what it takes here to hold on to this P5, and Richie's pulling away from both of them, 4 tenths quicker. Fastest man out on track at the moment, Velside, race leader 1:45.2. Miguelito lost 8 seconds to him on that last lap, so he's really starting to struggle now. It's Miguelito, and it looks
and
like
Jim Grull too. Jim Grull, I think, made a mistake.
Yeah, I think James Grull did make a mistake. He dropped about a second to Richie, Clegg and Nando, but still not enough to drop him back into their clutches anytime soon. He should be okay in that final podium spot. Could be another podium for James Grull. Took 2 podiums last week at Spa, took a couple of second places, put in a really strong performance last week, and once again he's picking up where he left off. Nando though still just about a second and a half behind Clegg at the moment, but Clegg I think is pulling out that gap ever so slightly on the over the course of this lap. Not by much, but he's slightly quicker than Nando at this point, and looks like he's gotten a measure of him for now.
Yeah, so we can see that this group is now got about 1.5 seconds and 2 between them. Richie is about 1.5 seconds ahead of Clegg, and Clegg about 1 second ahead.
Oh, Richie! He's had a spin there. Oh, he just holds onto it.
He saved it.
I don't know how he's done that, but he's done really well there to keep onto the car. And he's got Clegg and Nando now pretty much almost onto the back of him now, so that's really brought these two into this battle here. Richie was driving a bit quicker than these two over the course of the last few laps, but this has definitely opened up a new can of worms here as we're coming out of the last corner to complete the 8th lap of this race, 7th lap even, as they are now coming over the line, and I think Craig's not quite close enough to make the most of that slipstream here on Richie, but he was 4 tenths quicker than his personal best. Clegg doing personal best after personal best, green lap times for this man who we're riding on board with on the bonnet cam. What's Richie got to offer here? Clegg was 1.2 seconds quicker than Richie on that previous lap. He's a bit slower than the race leader, but he's quicker than the man in front of him, as Miguelito lost another 3 seconds on that last lap to Velside, so it's starting to unravel a little bit for Miguelito. But Richie currently trying to weather this storm ahead of Clegg. Has he got what it takes though, as Nando's still on the back of Clegg, not dropping off too much at this point, still keeping tabs with him. Good to see.
Yeah, Nando is just watching out for these two guys. Maybe Clegg will try to take Richie and will make a mistake, or maybe Richie will make a mistake and he'll be up into the top 5. Yeah, he just now sitting back and watching this battle.
Indeed, yeah, he's just waiting for the right opportunity. I just want to say a quick shout out to everybody watching the stream right now. If anybody's interested in some GT3 racing on Project Cars 2, then be sure to come over to motiveracing.com. Let us know if you want to get involved in the races. We are a few short in terms of the grid at the moment, so if you want to do some racing, if you're clean, if you're fast, well, you don't have to be fast actually, you just have to be clean, but if you want to get involved, then definitely let us know. Give us a shout, as we see Richie cutting the curve, sausage curve a little bit there, and Craig still hunting him down, still keeping himself within touching distance. He's gapped Nando a little bit now, but Velside still leading this race, and he's continuing to put out that gap to Miguelito, who is dropping back hand over fist right now, and looks like he's
Miguelito is doing very bad lap times here. You see 51.9 and Velside 45.6.
Yeah,
6 seconds
completely dropped off the cliff. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's kind of all gone to pot here for him. He has brought the gap down by a second in that first sector though. It was 16.5 seconds, it's now come down to 14.9. But Jeremy Grull running in best of the rest at the moment, final podium spot. Miguelito doing his fastest first sector of the race just there. Richie though has got Clegg very much in his rearview mirrors now. These two pretty much joined at the hip, and they're pulling away a little bit from Nando over the course of the last couple of laps. Richie's got a bit of damage on the front. You can see that front bumper hanging off a little bit. Craig's looking in that slipstream, trying to get the move done if he can. He's 2 tenths quicker than his personal best. Craig continuing to set green sector times here, and he's all over the back of our former GT3 champion here. What can he get done, as Richie is clinging on for dear life with 2.5 laps left to go here?
Yeah, let's see. I think Craig will try to do all his best to take Richie. I think he wants to take this 4th place now and to take Richie. I think he really knows about him, a lot about him, and let's see. I just want them to show us a clean racing, clean battle, without contacts and without mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hope that they do keep it tidy as coming into the brakes now, and Richie's for the moment is holding on and doing what he has to do, keeping Craig just at arm's length right now. All goes really wide there onto the cross, tagged that curb a little bit, sent him even further wide, but he just about managed to keep it on the track by the skin of his teeth there, did Richie. Craig's now all over the back, and Nando's dropped off with these two, now 3 seconds off with this pair, as they're continuing to battle it out, as they're coming out of the last corner now to complete lap 9, and they're on to the penultimate lap in a few moments time. Craig's got a great run there. Richie was slightly compromised getting onto the throttle, and now he's going to have that slipstream. He's going to get that run here. Is he going to be able to use that toe to his advantage and make a move coming into turn 1? He does his personal best again there. Craig 400s quicker than his previous best lap time coming into turn 1. A little bit too far back to make the move. Can he get a good run coming out of turn 1? No, I think, oh no, Richie's wide though. Coming out at the first corner and in towards the hairpin. They come onto the brakes now. Craig looking at a little look, but Richie covers that one off, turns the car in and slams the door there on Craig. Craig no way round, and Nando's dropping off of this pack, but this is currently the battle here for 4th place. It's going to go down to the wire here. Lap and a half left to go at Snetterton. These two putting on a great show, Richie and Craig, for 4th place. Is Craig going to tuck back in and try and go for a move here into the second hairpin? I don't think he is. No, he's too far back. He's going to go again there on that one. But Richie's done a really good job there of holding Craig off. I thought that Craig was going to have that coming down the start-finish straight in towards turn 1. But Richie parked his car in all the right places, and for the time being Craig can find no way around. Velside continued to lead this race. The race leader's got a 16-second gap to Miguelito. Last lap Velside made a mistake there because he was doing the same lap times as Miguelito. But he's coming out of the last corner to complete lap 10. He's almost about to start the final lap here as our race leader. There is Velside just coming over the line to start that final lap now. Miguelito still sat in second. He's got a penalty from the race director for presumably cutting the track a little bit. So that's unfortunate there. He's got a small penalty there. J.M. Gruhl and Richie, in fact J.M. Gruhl running all by himself there. Richie and Craig though continuing to fight it out for 4th, as Richie's gapped Craig a little bit over the course of the last part of this lap or so.
Yeah, Richie is a bit off from Craig now. He won about half of a second in the second sector, and I don't think that Craig will have a chance now to overtake Richie, but who knows, maybe Richie will make a mistake on the last lap.
Who knows, we might be seeing a change of positions here, as if Craig can keep himself in striking distance and keep Richie under pressure. He might snap under the pressure, but I think it's unlikely. Richie's quite a cool, calm customer, and he's former champion of this GT3 league here at Motive, so he just needs to bring this one around the final lap. Nando's doing really wide there in the background of your picture as he gets all over that grass there, climbing over the curb a little bit as well. But let's jump on board with Velside, because I think he's coming in towards the final few corners of the lap. He's doing his personal best on the final lap. He's keeping it flat to the boards all the way to the checkered flag here. Velside was on the back of Miguelito in the early stages. Let's not forget he started at the back as per the sprint race reverse grid format for the championship standings, and he has just driven through the pack like they weren't even there. He was on the back of Miguelito. Miguelito put up a good fight, but Velside eventually found his way through, and he's coming out of the last corner now, and the championship leader is going to extend his championship lead as he comes up towards the line. Velside with another win here in the GT3 League at Motive Racing, takes the victory at Snetterton for the sprint race. 16 seconds he clear of his championship rival Miguelito. Miguelito, the reigning champion, is going to come into the final corner now. He's a long way behind. He's going to pick up a P2 here in this race. He's 10th down on his personal best, as for some reason the cameraman decides to try and pick up Craig coming through that last corner each and every time. Goodness knows why. Miguelito crosses the line, flashing the lights there from him. Second place there in the bag. J.M. Gruhl is going to come around the final corner now to pick up a P3. I don't know what's going on there through that last corner. Something very funny is going on.
Yeah.
But
you just want to watch this sausage cup.
He wants to watch the sausage cup, but it says that he's looking onto Craig, so I really don't know what's going on there. J.M. Gruhl, podium place for him. Richie and Craig, great battle there, which went down to the wire, but Richie comes out on top and holds on for 4th place ahead of Craig. Nando coming over the line to finish in 6th place. There he is. And Seb and I'm such a nub, both a lap down here in this race. So Velside is your winner here for the sprint race. I'm such a nub crosses the line to complete the classification. But yeah, Velside with the win, Miguelito second, J.M. Gruhl completing the podium. Don't go anywhere guys, we'll be back very shortly for the feature race qualifying session. We'll have that underway in about 5 minutes time, so see you in a moment. apologies for the audio issues that we've had over the last few minutes. Hopefully that's all sorted out now. But here we are for the feature race qualifying session here for the Motive Racing GT3 DQ on Project Cars 2. Veilside's currently top of that leaderboard and doing a very, very good job here. He's got just under a second to Miguelito. Miguelito said in the general chat section after the sprint race, he's hoping he can give Veilside a little bit more of a fight here in this feature race. Let's see if that one comes off, or is it going to be the same old story with Veilside taking yet another win here? I guess we'll have to find out over the course of the next hour or so. But Miguelito's got a cracked windscreen there, so he's clearly been in the wars a little bit. As we can also see in the background there, that's I'm Such a Nub racing as a reserve tonight. But Miguelito just behind another one of our reserves tonight. The Nuts just in front of him, moves well out of the way there for the reigning champ to come through. But good to have the Nuts putting this Ferrari through its paces right now. And watching Craig coming towards the back end of the lap here, coming down the back straight. Now we're watching the Nuts at the moment as well. And Nuts is reserved for tonight, filling in last minute. Good to have him out on the track. He decided that he'd take up the challenge due to us being a little bit low on numbers for this week. I don't know whether it's the Snetterton track that people don't like, or whether everyone's just all of a sudden very, very busy on Saturdays. But unfortunately, we're missing a few drivers, and as such, we've got I'm Such a Nub. In fact, I'm Such a Nub has signed up for the series actually. But the Nuts and Sebas both filling in tonight. So a big thank you to those guys for coming in at short notice. Craig into the pits. Nano flying over that sausage curb there, really taking advantage. Let's see if it cost him much time here as he's coming towards the line.
Yeah, Craig will have one place penalty on the grid, I think, for pit entry. Absolutely, yeah. Nando didn't improve on his lap time there. Stays in P4, 3.5 seconds off the pace. Richie's coming through the middle sector right now, as I'm Such a Nub's also coming out of the last corner, just ahead of the Nuts. Let's see what I'm Such a Nub is able to do here as he crosses over the line. And he stays in P8 for now. Nuts comes over, stays in 9th place just at the minute. DJ Phil's out there right now, currently sat in P10 in this session. He's still yet to do a lap time, so that's why he's down in P10 as he goes straight on there, onto the grass. So not sure what he's doing there. Yeah, I don't know. Something strange from DJ Phil now. Oh, Veilside. He had a mistake, I think. He was sliding a bit, but he could stay on the track, and I think it's an outlap for him. Miguelito is in the pits. I think he will make some changes to his car and will go out for another time, for another try, and to be even closer to Veilside, or even to overtake him. Let's watch Veilside. Yeah, it was an outlap for him. Wow, Jim Gruhl is on the grass too. You see that these guys are really struggling in these conditions, in these night conditions. So DJ Phil, I don't think that this lap will count, but who knows? Let's watch. Yeah, it was an inverted lap. Nando. Yeah, he improves. Lovely lap there. And it's enough to overtake Jim Gruhl now.
Richie still sat in P5. Craig's picked up a grid penalty, presumably for cutting the pit exit line. But Richie's done a good job there in P5. I'm touching up, coming up towards the line. Let's see what he's able to do. Currently sat in 8th at the moment in this session. He's 9.4 seconds off for the pace. And he finds 1.3 seconds there. Moves up to within 8.1 of Veilside's fastest time. Nuts sat in the pits, so presumably making a few adjustments here, coming out for one more lap at the end of this session. Craig coming up towards the line, what can he do? He manages to not improve that time around. Sebas is coming up towards the line, he's got a bit of slipstream from the car in front here. What is Sebas able to do? Jim Gruhl crosses over, stays P4, and Sebas stays in 7th place for the time being, doesn't improve on that lap time just there.
Veilside will be next to cross the line. I think he's on his fast lap, but judging to the sound of engine, I don't think that he was driving as he needed to do it, but let's see. Maybe it was my mistake. Yeah, he lost about 3 seconds there. It was not so fast lap, but he will have about 2 laps left, because we see that it's 1.45 on the timer left, and Slaed can make 144, 143s. It's enough for him. And all the other guys will have only one more try, only one more lap. And the first one to cross the line is Miguelito, no improvements, but I think it was an out lap, only an out lap. And RaKiMaJe who found some race pace, but now still need to improve his quality time by about 1 second if he wanna try to start from the 3rd place. So then I'm searching up. He's now ahead of Djphil and the Matsnuts. And he made a mistake, went on the grass. And Djphil and Matsnuts has got about the same time. They're in 1/10, but it's 16 seconds of the Wales-side's time. It's 2.0.4. It's the same as in GT4 in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Good lap times for GT4 in Assetto Corsa Competizione on this track. And Clegg made improvement. Yeah, he made improvement and he went up to P5, but yeah, 1 grid penalty will count a lot for him. RaKiMaJe was on his fastest lap. I think Slaed will be next to cross the line. He now exiting the last corner, very tricky one. You don't need to touch this sausage cup here. If you will do it, you'll lose a lot of time here. And let's see, Slaed. No improvements, but he very close to his best time, and he dropped into the pits. So Miguelito will be next to finish this session. Slaed has done his session, as well as Sebas. Sebas will start from P7, Slaed will start, we don't know, maybe even from P2. Let's watch Miguelito, he will improve. Oh no, he won't improve. Yeah, I think it was an invalidated lap and he's very frustrated because of that. He will start from P2, or maybe even not from P2. Then RaKiMaJe, he's currently on P6, will start from P5. Yeah, no improvements, and I think he will start from P5 there. The big group of cars coming, but next to cross line is Djphil. 16 seconds off in the improvement, but not enough to be closer to the Matsnuts. And the Matsnuts won't be lower than P9. Let's see, I'm searching up. Next, we're going to finish his lap. Yeah, improves a bit, but still not enough for him. The Matsnuts, and he improves. Yeah, and he goes up ahead of yeah, I'm searching up. Very good job from him. And that's all for this quali session. So Slaed will start from the pole position, then Miguelito near him, then Nando, GM Girl, Clegg, RaKiMaJe, RaKiMaJe, Clegg, according to this 1 grid penalty. Sebas, the Matsnuts, I'm searching up, and Djphil will round off the grid.
Yeah, so that is that then. So it's Slaed doing a really good job there. Miguelito not too far back. This should be an exciting race. Mid pack looks pretty close. Front two are going to be probably having their own little fight at the front, but here we go, guys. This is it. Feature race about to get going. It's going to be a standing start, this one, Sergey. They're going to be jumping straight into it. No time to waste, no time to mess about. It's going to be pretty much lights, cameras, action as soon as those lights go out for this one.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to watch them driving in this first corner, or even in the first lap, because the tires will be cold and it's night conditions, and all may happen here in this race, because the first corner is very tricky. It's a long one. You don't need to cut this corner. If you cut this corner, you will be bumped off from the track, and even you may have a travel into the wall. So it should be really interesting on the first corner and on the whole first lap in this track, because it's very tricky on the cold tires, because it's very technical track. And let's see if someone will try to take Slaed, or he'll drive into the distance and will be in front for the whole 17 lap race length. Who knows?
Who knows indeed. We're about to find out though, as we got DL DILVSI TV says poop in the comments section. Indeed, could not agree with you more. Phil Allerton, otherwise known as DJ Phil, in the comments section, letting us know the mic wasn't working. It is now, thank goodness. Victor Alvarez says he can't wait for the feature race. He struggled a bit in that one. Hopefully he can be a little bit stronger here in this feature race. Practice makes perfect, and any little improvements that you make throughout the course of the event will show here. Now is the time to shine, Victor. But here we go then, on the grid here for the feature race. Had an exciting sprint race, and hopefully we're looking for more of the same here. Velside and Miguelito are going to run off into the distance. Hopefully they give each other a good fight. The mid-pack battle is going to be absolutely fascinating as well. The lights are on. We're about to go racing here for the feature race for Motive Racing's GT3s at Snetterton. And did Velside jump the start there? I think he might have done, you know. He definitely moved before the lights went out. But Velside leads ahead of Miguelito. Nando third. Richie's already got a hand on the outside here. Nando, sorry, up the inside, even up into turn 1. So Richie's up into third place. Sebas just behind has made some good progress there, up into 5th place. Craig 6th. There's JM Gruhl, the Mutts Nuts, DJ Phil, and I'm such another at the back of the field. But Velside, to me, Sergey, I think he jumped the start because he definitely moved before the lights went out.
I think
bit of contact there coming through turn 2 as we see a few cars packed into a short space there. Richie comes out ahead of Sebas. Sebas has moved up into 4th ahead of Nando, and Craig's losing out here at the start here. The Mutts Nuts made up a couple of positions there, up into 7th place, and DJ Phil's dropped back behind JM Gruhl already here. But looks like Richie made a really strong start there in the first few corners, making
and Sebas
place.
Yeah, Sebas had a good start too. And Sebas is all over the back of the Richie now. It's very tricky to overtake in this corner, and Sebas knows it. Oh, he spawned.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a bit of contact there with Nando, but he spins off onto the gravel there and loses a lot of positions. I think he's going to be down to last place here. I'm such an Up's going to move ahead of him up to 9th place there. But Miguelito keeping tabs with Velside at the moment, and we see that's I'm such an Up being overtaken there by Sebas. Sebas back up the inside there, coming out onto the back straight as DJ Phil's just in front of these guys here. Velside though leads the race by half a second, and Richie looks like he's got Nando in close contention as we're watching the battle for 8th place. Sebas looking to the outside of DJ Phil. Is DJ Phil going to try and hang it on the inside here, coming into the braking zone? No, Sebas swoops around the outside up into 8th place, and DJ Phil was very easy about that one. Oh, as I'm such an Up goes right on the brakes and runs to the back of DJ Phil. DJ Phil's off into the grass, and I'm such an Up waits for him to get it going again, and does and DJ Phil does get back on his feet, and I'm such an Up very sportingly there lets him just get it back going again, get it all together as we see Velside leading the race here at the end of the first lap ahead of Miguelito. Yeah, he has got a drive through. I knew he jumped the start there. So Miguelito has got his best chance in a very long time of winning a race here, and this could be
Jim Gruhl too. Oh my god, Jim Gruhl.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So unfortunate there for those guys. Miguelito, the reigning champion.
Guys.
Two very big contenders here in this race, and JM Gruhl would have been one driver who could have maybe made the most of that had he not jumped the start. Miguelito obviously leads the race, but JM Gruhl could have been one of the benefactors of Velside's penalty had he not also picked up a penalty himself, as we see a three-way battle at the moment for 3rd place. We've got for second even, we've got Richie, Nando and Craig packed into a short space, and they're losing time to the race leader Miguelito, who is driving off into the distance. Miguelito will be counting his chickens after that one with the penalty for Velside.
Yeah, I think Miguelito knows what he needs to do now. He have a free space in front of him, clean air in front of him, and without any problems, I think he will just need to show his best lap times ever, and he will have some chances to finish this race ahead of Velside and maybe to win this race. As we see now, two Porsches fighting each other, Nando and Richie, and Craig behind them, another Porsche. 3 Porsche drivers are now fighting each other for the 2nd place. So close between them. Nando took Richie. Nando made a great job there.
Yeah, he was trying to defend there from Craig as well as they came into the second part of the corner. Now Craig is all over the back of him as we see Nando kicking up a bit of grass there but keeping it together. Did a really good job there getting up into 2nd place. He's currently 3.8 off at the back of Miguelito, the race leader, in towards the final corner. Is Craig going to try and get a good run here coming out onto the start-finish straight? I don't think he is. It's going to be as you were as they come over the line to complete the 2nd lap of this race. Miguelito though, the race leader, and has got possibly his best chance in quite a while to take a win here in this GT3 League. Last season's champion of this division. He's got a lot of work to do to close the gap to Velside in the championship, but he could certainly prolong the championship and keep it going until at least next week the way he's going. Currently got the ascendancy, the race lead. He's doing everything he needs to do at the moment. If Pedro, his dad's watching at the moment, he's doing a great job at the moment, Pedro, but DJ Phil is on the back of this battle for 8th place. Currently JM Gruhl and I'm such an Up are still dicing it out. I'm such a number without his headlights, so he's presumably had a bit of a hefty whack into the wall, or one of the other drivers at some point, because he's without any LEDs on the front of that car, and he's now dropped off the back of Djphil just a little bit over the course of that last sort of few corners there. And Djphil also without his lights as well, so lots of drivers without any headlights. Not the best of situations there.
Yeah, not the best situation, but we know and we see that these guys, Sam Snetterton and Djphil, are really struggling in quali, and yeah, it's a very tricky track. It's not for guys who are just starting the sim racing. It's very hard to drive here, especially in the project cars for me. So yeah, I think that if these guys just need to make it till the end to finish this race and to receive some points.
For sure,
we'll see now Sebas. Maybe Sebas will try to take Clegg. Maybe Sebas found his pace. Maybe Sebas understood this track correctly, and maybe we can see some battle here. And Wellside is up to P4 now. Wow, great recovery from him, but now he will have very good and strong drivers in front of him.
What's
the first one is
me,
Richard and Nando.
What is really amazing is that Wellside is already within 15 seconds of Miguelito, so despite making that drive through, which loses you probably about 18 seconds, maybe even 20 seconds, he's still, I'd say, in a reasonable touching distance, and at the rate that he's going right now, I think he could be bringing himself into contention for a race win despite that drive-through penalty on the first lap. It would be an absolutely incredible feat from Wellside if he can do it, but Miguelito is currently out in front doing what he has to do, and we've got to remember that Wellside will probably get held up a little bit when he gets onto the back of Richie and Nando, so he's still got work to do. He's still going to negotiate those guys before he can even think about chasing after Miguelito for this race win. Also a mandatory pit stop still to come. Everybody's got to do it. Everybody's going to come into the pits at least once and stop in the box and then go again, so he's certainly got a few little hoops to jump through before he can start thinking about redemption here in this race. Djphil is currently running just behind the Mutsnuts at the moment in this battle for 7th. I think the Mutsnuts have made a couple of mistakes here. Has dropped him down the order ever so slightly. Oh, he loses the car! Oh, he gets a little bit heavy there onto the pedal, and he's off onto the grass, and he's going to drop behind. I'm such an up here, I think, and Djphil will be coming up on the scene shortly as well as the Mutsnuts gets it going once again.
And he's spun again, I think.
He's got work to do in this race because it's a long way back there from P10, but he's still got I'm such an oven, Djphil not too far up the road there from him, so he can do some good stuff here in this race as Djphil.
Oh, and Djphil, we took Sebas without any doubt. Sebas was so slow in this straight. I think he had some problems there.
Mutsnuts is out of the race, he's retired the car, so unfortunately there he's no longer in this one. He's left the
I think he just frustrated of this mistake and left the session.
Someone left a comment on my private stream. Enzo says, how's things going with Motive? Pretty good, Enzo, thank you very much. But make sure you watch the actual stream though, Enzo. It's at Motive Racing. It's on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. If you head over there, you can check out the stream as it's going on right now. But we got still Sebas on the back of Djphil. Not too much separating these two as they're crossing over the line to start lap 4. Sorry, lap 5, finish lap 4. And it goes a little bit wide there coming through the turn 1 though.
I think Wellside is closing up to Richie. It's now about only 1 second between them, and Wellside is doing all his best lap times too. Wow, just watch, he's doing 1:45.4 and Miguelito is doing 1:47.1. Oh my god, Wellside, I think he can be near Miguelito in about 2 or 3 laps with this pace. But I think Richie and Nando will stop him for a little time. They'll fight him position, but just watch how he's closing up, and he will have a 2 here. And I think that Mercedes is a lot faster than Porsche on the straight.
I think he's got it set up though with a bit of downforce, so it's not really making the inroads that he wanted it to, but it's up the inside there, and Wellside picks him off relatively routinely there up into 3rd place. But I reckon that Wellside's got quite a bit of downforce on that AMG, because it hasn't got the legs over the Porsche that you would expect a Mercedes to have over the Porsche. So potentially he's gone for a setup which is a little bit more manageable around a track such as Snetterton, which is tricky and twisty. But he's up into 3rd place and can now try and chase down Nando, consistently dapping quicker than Miguelito. But on this lap I think he would have lost a little bit of time behind Richie. Let's see what it is as he comes over the line. to complete lap 5. He was still 4
Not
seconds
so much.
quicker than Miguelito. Miguelito's
Yeah, Miguelito made a mistake, I think. Miguelito made a mistake there. He lost about 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's falling back into the clutch of these drivers.
Is it a mandatory pit stop? I think he's still in 5. I think we have mandatory pit window starting from the 6th lap. But maybe it's the same situation as we saw in Spa a week ago when Djphil went into the pits on the 5th lap, but pit window starts from the 6th one, and the latest were on the 6th. So I think...
Oh,
Nando!
He's made a big mistake there. Oh, he almost collects Richie there as Richie comes through, but he's down to 4th place. He was running a really, really strong second place a few moments ago. Now Velside occupies that 2nd place, and there's only one space between Miguelito and Velside. Miguelito needs to pick up the pace, and he needs to do it now. He needs to stop making these mistakes, otherwise he is going to lose out, and he's not going to be able to make the most of what was essentially a head start here, with Velside getting that drive-through penalty for a jump start. It's given the ascendancy to Miguelito, but he needs to try and ram home that advantage, otherwise he's going to come up short here in this one. Richie's still running in 3rd place, just a couple of seconds ahead of Nando, a couple of seconds back to Clegg there in 5th behind these two, with Jerem got a long way back in 6th. Djphil, I'm Such Another, and Sebas rounding out the field, but Miguelito needs to get himself in a good headspace again and just try and calm himself down and go again. He's got the position, he's got the gap, he's got what he needs in this race, he just needs to keep it together.
Yeah, I think Miguelito just need to try to find some pace now. I think he see that he's lapping slower than Velside for about 1 or 2 seconds, but he don't need to worry. He just need to do what he need to do, and he's very experienced driver, and I think that it's not a problem for him to drive on the 1st place. You know, it's not a first race for him, and it's not the first time when he leading the race. He knows what he's doing, and I hope that we can see some epic battle between Miguelito and Velside, because it's now about half of a race done and dusted. So let's see what these guys will do on the next couple of laps, and when do they go into the pits. Maybe we can see this intrigue race as we saw in Spa, when Darrell made his mandatory pit stop on the pre-last lap, and maybe we can see the same here again.
Oh, no,
same pit stop strategy. And Krako took Richie. What has happened? What has happened to Richie? Richie made a mistake.
Yeah, it's kind of unravelling a little bit for him.
He's struggling in this
off the back of Clegg. Yeah, I mean, the cold conditions aren't going to be helping. It's definitely going to be more difficult to keep those tyres up to temperature. But he's 9 seconds off his personal best on this lap, so Richie's had a mare out there somewhere. And Nando running in 3rd place still. He's got back ahead of, he's back up into 3rd place with Richie's spin there. So Nando now onto the podium once again. Gap between Miguelito and Velside though continue to come down, Sergey. 2.5 on the previous lap. Velside is getting it down, 1:45.2. At this rate, he's going to catch Miguelito comfortably before the end of the race, as I'm Such Another still running in 9th, a couple of seconds behind Sebas, who in turn is a couple of seconds behind Djphil on the track. So this could get interesting between these three fighting over 7th place here. Djphil currently got that position, but anything can happen between these three.
Yep, great to see that these guys are still in the race, that these guys are driving. It's always great to see the mid-pack and the end of the pack in the race. And I always appreciate their work when, for example, you are on the last positions but you're still in the race, you're still fighting for position. And Djphil is in the pits, and I'm Such Another in the pits. These two guys just decided to go into the pit lane just now. Let's see if... Oh, what?
Did he go straight? Oh, he missed. No. Oh no, I think I'm Such Another missed his pitch box, you know. I think he missed it. He went straight through his first pit box, which was actually his. And I think he's messed that one up. Djphil's got a new brand spanking pair of headlights, nice to see. But I think that I'm Such Another's messed that one up there.
Yeah, I think may he be disqualified, or he will have some second penalty, I don't know. This was he lost his pit lane. Strange situation. To be honest, I haven't seen it previously.
I think maybe he stopped in his box, thought he got the wrong one, carried on, and then realised that wasn't his, and that was actually DJ Phil's pit box. By that point it's too late and he's just got to keep going. But I'm still going to make that mandatory pit stop at some point. In the meantime though, the gap at the front between Miguelito and Velside isn't coming down by as much as it was. It's currently 7 seconds separating the two of them. Miguelito was pretty close to Velside on the previous lap. Velside only gained half a second. So at the moment Miguelito's bringing it, but he's lost it! Oh, he's into the wall! He resets the car in front of Velside, but Velside slips through into the lead of the race. And Velside, despite having a drive-through on the first lap, is now in the lead here at Snetterton. He's got the lead once again. Brilliantly done there over the course of this first part of the race. And Miguelito is going to be surely ruining what is an opportunity missed here in this one. Oh, as he gets a little bit sideways and gets onto the grass. Oh no, he's going to try and recover it as he tries to get the car back onto the track. The Velside is gaining time by the second. He's pulling away, he's bringing that gap up. But Miguelito's having an absolute mare there, and he's now over 5 seconds behind Velside. Velside must be thinking, what has he got to do? What's he got to do wrong not to win a race? But Miguelito has thrown that one away. That's so unfortunate there for Miguelito. I'm such a nub. Is coming into the pits once again to try a second attempt at that pit stop, as DJ Phil's now going to leave him in his way, because he comes into the pit box and yep, he's done it nicely that time, perfectly done, stops it in the box, a brand new pair of headlights to boot, and off he goes, ready to return to the track. But Clegg's still running in 4th place, just about a second behind Nando at the moment. These two battling over the final podium spot. They've got a few seconds back to Richie. Miguelito needs to be careful. If he keeps making mistakes, he'll fall back into the clutches of these two though, Nando and Clegg. So he needs to get his skates on, needs to just regroup and gather himself together again. There's still a long way left to go in this race.
Yeah, I think Miguelito just need to don't to think about his previous mistake. As we can see, he's still struggling. He goes very wide in this corner, so I think he should keep his head cold, and he should keep his head down to the track, to his steering wheel, and to try to cut down this gap between him and Velside as much as possible. I think that he just needs to do his job without any mistakes, without these mistakes as we've seen, and maybe we'll have some intrigue because of that at the end of the race, of course. But yeah, it was a very big mistake from Miguelito there, and even another mistake a couple of seconds after this. He's getting himself into a rut where he just keeps making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes, and he just can't stop. Yeah. It's just a chain reaction at that point. It's not like one mistake and then another one. It's one mistake leads to another type thing, as we see. I'm such an up there, having a little spin. Oh, so close! He almost hit Miguelito there. And the interesting thing now, Sergey, is that now Miguelito's not leading the race. Now that he's behind Velside, he's picked up the pace quite a lot. He's keeping that gap to Velside between 6 and 7 seconds. It's just a shame, really, that when he was out in front and he had that opportunity and he didn't take it, or is he right over the sausage curb? Yeah, but it's just a shame to me that he didn't take that opportunity when he had it, because he was given that one on a plate with Velside's drive-through penalty. But now Velside's got the ascendancy once again, and Miguelito, unfortunately for him, has thrown away a race win, as Nando's still running in 3rd place, a couple of seconds back to Clegg. Clegg's got 6 seconds back to Richie, running in 5th place. Giovannini running 15 seconds behind Richie in 6th. There's Sebas in 7th, a long way behind him, and then DJ Phil and such a nub rounding out the field at the moment, and nothing really going on here in this feature race. It's kind of just Richie's in the pits. Oh, Richie's in the pits. Here we go. Something's happening, right? Let's watch him as he stops in the box. Oh, I reckon that was about, let's see, that was about 5.6 seconds, I make it. I think yes. I think somewhere near in this time. Region. Let's see about Jim Groom. Stops in the box. Here he is. See what sort of pit stop time Jim Groom gets his off and away. Oh, I reckon that was about 5.6 as well. So
Standard pit stops being done here by these drivers, nothing too major. In and out, shake it all about. But Sebas is coming out of the last corner now. He's going to complete his 10th lap here of this race, and he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, these drivers are just closing this pit window, and let's see when the leaders will go there. Wellside, Miguelito, Nando, Clegg. Let's see when they will come into the pits, and we see that Djphil overtook Sebas, but I don't think Djphil was in the pits, I think. Yeah, Djphil was in the pits, I think. He made his mandatory pit stop. Yeah, he made a mandatory pit stop because I'm such an up. Lost his pit crew. He thought that his pit crew will be in front of him, but it was right there. And yeah, Djphil made. So it's undercut from Djphil. Good job from him. And Miguelito. Let's see. I think it will be good. It's not.
Oh, he's off and away.
And Nando is in the pits too. So who left? Clegg, Wellside, and Richie. I think Richie was in the pits. I think Richie was in the pits. So Miguelito is exiting without any problems. He's on 3rd place. Nando, I think he will be in front. Yeah, he will be in front of Richie, but it's so close between them. If Richie was about 5 seconds faster, we could see some battle here in front. But nothing happening here. So Clegg and Wellside, only these two guys, still need to make their mandatory pit stop in this race.
Oh, who's that going wide?
I think it was a back marker. Djphil, yeah.
DJ2. Oh, is he? Oh my goodness, look at that! He almost took off there, didn't he? As Wellside put a lap on him. Wellside must have been holding his breath as that happened. Oh my god. Imagine if you're Wellside in that situation, putting a lap on somebody, and they start riding over the sausage curve and almost taking off. But he managed to get through unscathed there, and continues. Oh, he's in the pit stay as Wellside. So making his mandatory pit stop here at the end of lap 12, about to go on to lap 13. He's got a sizable margin over Clegg. Miguelito's obviously beating him, got his pit stop done and out of the way. So let's see what the gap is once they come out. Oh, and Wellside gets held up a little bit there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit held up, but
yeah,
he's up to speed now.
Emerges with a massive lead. He's got still ahead of Clegg, who's yet to make his pit stop. Here he comes to make that pit stop now. And
only now Miguelito will finish his 12th lap. So no chances for Miguelito here.
Yeah, I think that's his chance for the race win done and out of the window there. It's a shame to see.
Let's see where Nando and Clegg will be. So Nando exiting the final corner. Clegg is up to speed, and I think
should be out. I think
it's not enough for Nando.
Yeah, Clegg has that one covered. So gap between Wellside and Miguelito.
On the podium spot.
Yeah, he's done a good job tonight, as Clegg. He's really done what he's really pulled out the stops. Gap at the front between Wellside and Miguelito is 12 seconds. So Wellside just needs to bring this one home. He had the drive through at the start. Despite that, he's still come along and overhauled Miguelito and needs the race. But you know, it would take some pretty spectacular mess up now from Wellside to not win this race. He's definitely got this one in hand. Miguelito will definitely be ruining an opportunity missed, because with the penalty for Wellside, it gave him the lead. He pretty much had about a 20-second lead at the start of the race over Wellside, and made so many mistakes, just couldn't stop spinning the car. Every mistake that he could have made, he seemed to make, and unfortunately for him, threw away the race lead. Wellside ended up overhauling him, taking that lead back, and Miguelito's now just got to bring this one home in second place and get the points and prolong this title battle to the next round. As long as he comes home in second place, the championship will not be decided this week and will roll over to the penultimate round next week at Monza. But we're watching Richie right now as he's still sat in P5, and he's just behind Nando at the moment. These two continuing their great fight. They've been having some great battles over the course of this evening, and it's going to go down to the wire, I reckon, with these two. Currently on lap 13 of this race, 4 laps left to go. As we see, I'm such a knob getting really wide in the background there. He's a lap down on these two, making a little mistake there. but we're going to stick with Richie here and see what he can do with Nando as they're coming into the bomb hole now for the 13th time here in this race.
Yeah, Nando, I think, is frustrated a bit because of the fact that he lost this podium spot and because of this Craig's overcut. Now I think Nando may have can make some mistakes. Let's see. Richie is really close to him now. Not a striking distance, not a distance to attack, try to attack, but
it's definitely a distance in which he can impose himself on and possibly force him into a mistake. Nando's going to know he's there, he's going to be aware of his presence, and for sure Richie can get something done here in this little exchange. 15 thousandths of a second Richie was off of his personal best coming through that first sector, so he's lighting up timing boards and keeping it pretty much to his true potential in these, despite it being in the late stages of this race, with the tyres starting to wear off a little bit and concentration maybe starting to dip just ever so slightly. Nando's holding on though grimly for this 4th place as these two are 10 seconds off at the back of Craig, who sat in that final podium spot. Yes, some really interesting action between these guys over the course of this event across the sprint and feature races. And what has Richie got up his sleeve? Has he got any tricks? Has he got any cards left to play? If he's got them, he's got to play them pretty sharpish. That was a hiccup.
Yeah, if Richie wants to finish on P4, he needs to do something right now to be very close to Nando and try to be all of the back of him and to make some mental attacks or some real attacks here. And it's not enough time for him, honestly, because when Richie made a mistake, yeah, and I think now it's no chance for him because it's only 3 laps left for them. And I don't think that it's enough for Richie to take Nando. Nando is doing a good job, doing a very consistent lap times, but I think he maybe don't understand how Craig jumped him on the pits, but still Craig done it, and it's one of the best Craig's races ever, I think. I can't remember if he finished on the podium spot previously in motor racing.
He finished in the podium. His first podium was at Spa last week, I believe.
No, I don't think so, because I think it was Jim Gruhl, Darrell Exchange and Whaleside on the podium previously.
Oh, was it in both races?
Yeah.
Sure
maybe in sprint.
I'm sure Craig's been on the podium once here in this GT3.
Yeah,
he's always up there or thereabouts, but yeah, I think he's been on the podium at least once. But yeah, looks like he's going to do it again here, and he's got 4 seconds back to Nando. Nando and Richie both reeling him in the last part of this race, but is it going to be too little too late for these two? As Craig's made a big mistake on this lap so far because he's dropped a bit to these two, but 2 laps left to go here. Velside, the race leaders, onto that penultimate lap of the race now as Richie's 400ths off of his personal best through that middle sector there, and is absolutely flying in his pursuit to try and get back onto the rear end of Nando.
But I think Richie made a mistake in this left-hand and right-hand corner, because we see that it's about 3 seconds between him and Richie and Nando now, and Nando see Craig in front of him, and he see that Craig made a mistake. Yeah, 155.8, he definitely made a mistake. So Nando maybe will try to do all his best in this left 2 laps to try to overtake Craig for the podium spot. All may happen here. Maybe Craig will make another mistake and it will let Nando go. But Richie is struggling again. No chances for him. He will let him finish on P5. And a definitely nightmare race for Jim Gruhl. He was fast. He was fast in Spa. He was fast here. But now something happened. This drive-through, and after the drive-through, he just can't find any pace in this race. Unfortunately for him, he's out of top 5 even.
Yeah, it's not the same Jim Gruhl that we saw last week at Spa. He was really bringing it. He was actually able to mix it in with Valeside, as well as Darrell Exchanger. Darrell Exchanger looked really strong last week, but J.M. Goulden hasn't been the same driver. He really stepped it up last time out, and I thought maybe he'd made some big steps in his driving in general, but yeah, this time out it's not been the same driver. This man though, we're on board with the race leader and championship leader as well, Valeside, who's he's not going to wrap up the championship this week. He had an 111 point lead over Miguelito coming into this round tonight, and his lead's going to be, I think, 121 points, maybe 123 points is going to be his championship lead going into the next round, with 144 points still on the table. So mathematically Miguelito could overhaul him. It's looking extremely unlikely though, unless Valeside misses the final 2 rounds of the season, 4 races. But he's coming in towards the coming out onto the back straight now is Valeside. He's been absolutely superb over the course of the 2 seasons that he's been here in Motiv's GT3 League, and he's looking to take a step closer to taking the GT3 title. Obviously joined the Tier 1s a little bit late in the day last season and wasn't able to challenge for the title, but this season he's pretty much walking away with this one, as he's coming now in towards the final few corners of this lap here at Snetterton 300. Valeside riding on his cockpit camera, you see the steady little inputs that he's making on that steering wheel. He's so silky, so smooth, such a nice, calm, relaxed driver here. Out of the last corner he comes, and it's going to be Valeside for another win in this season here for the GT3s. Superb performance once again here at Snetterton. Despite a drive-through on the opening lap, he takes the checkered flag and is the winner here for the feature race. Miguelito comes up second best here in this one. Had the opportunity to take the win, but unfortunately fluffed his lines a little bit and wasn't able to convert it to a race win. He comes out of the last corner to complete the race here in the McLaren. The reigning champion manages to extend the championship to the penultimate round next week at Monza, as he bins it over the line there to finish the race. Craig's going to come around to take 3rd place. He's going to complete the podium. A brilliant result here for Craig, Sergey. Really happy to see him up there.
Great job. Yeah, he made a great pit strategy, and he was very consistent from start to finish. And Sebas in front of him is finishing, so he's finished on P8, and Craig is on P3, Nando is on P4, and Rich will come home on 5th place. And I think that's all. Oh no, still Jim Gruhl to finish. And I think that I'm catching up maybe. I haven't finished this race. I think 2 drivers left this race, so Jim Gruhl will finish from 6th place, and I'm catching up will round all the grid.
Yeah,
let's just wait a bit for these drivers.
Incredibly exciting action over the course of tonight, and Sergey, I've got to ask you the question. Obviously we ask this at the end of every show on the GT3s. With the action that we've had tonight, we've had lots of standout performers. Valeside doing absolutely brilliantly once again with a double win in both the sprint and feature races. I've got to ask you who your driver of the day is for this one. Who's been your favourite driver over the course of tonight?
I should give it to Craig. It was a great effort from him. It was one of his best feature race ever in this championship. Yeah, Valeside made a great job without any doubts, but you know, I'm always trying to find another driver who's doing a good job in this session, in this weekend race too. And today for me it's Craig.
Craig, for you. For me, it's hard not to give it to Valeside, so I'm just going to give it to the race winner. Extends his championship lead, takes a step closer to taking the title. Can Valeside wrap up the championship next week? It would take Miguelito to gain 50 odd points on him in order for Valeside not to complete the deal in next week's round 7 at Monza. So tune in to see if Valeside can wrap it up. Miguelito coming home in 2nd place and doing what he had to do to prolong the championship at least a little bit. Craig doing a great job to complete the podium. Join us in a few moments time, guys, for the LMP2 GTE multi-class. My man Sergey will be out on the track for that one, so we look forward to seeing him putting an LMP2 car through its paces. But from all of us, it's a big thank you. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one.
See you later.